Hey, so listen, everybody's always talking about emulation, whether or not it's moral, whether or not it's legal. I'm not really here to hash that out again. The reason I am here is because recently Yuzu, the Switch emulator, was taken down because Nintendo filed a lawsuit against the company. Now, Yuzu had done some pretty nefarious things that honestly made it so they didn't really have much of a case, much of a leg to stand on. They just kind of folded. But it's Nintendo's opinion that all emulation is infringing upon copyright in some way. And everything that we currently know about emulation is really based off of a court precedent from like 20 years ago involving PlayStation, where basically the understanding that we have is it is completely okay to reverse engineer an emulator. That's completely legal. You can do that as long as you don't use any source code or anything from whatever hardware you're trying to emulate. And then it's fine to use them provided that you are providing a legally obtained copy of any games that you own. Now, there's a little bit of conversation around right to repair and what that looks like, but as far as Nintendo is concerned, any type of ripping of their game or anything like that is copyright or copyright infringement. They have the money and the power. I don't really know what that means for the future of emulation. So I wanted to find a way that I could back up my DS games, NES games, the like, without actually having to use emulators so much as using actual hardware. And what I landed on was this little guy. And it doesn't look like much. It actually looks just like a DS cartridge, and it kind of technically is, except for the fact that you slot a micro SD card into it. I'll leave a link to this exact card that I got, but I'm gonna be honest, I'd probably have to recommend just buying an R4, not on Amazon, because they're absolutely ripping you off there, off of something like AliExpress, because they tend to come with firmware already installed, and that's going to make this process even easier. But if you are a glutton for punishment like myself, this is an option you can do. It just means that you have to provide your own SD card and your own firmware, which isn't that hard. I decided to go with Twilight, which honestly, when you know what kind of card you have, it's very simple. It's literally just as easy as downloading the files that you need, unzipping them, and dragging and dropping them into the root folder of your SD card. The only extra thing that I had to do was I had to figure out how to, or what kind of card I had so that I could move that .dat file to the root folder, so basically the DS would know how to launch it. And once I did that, it worked. And it worked on every DS I tried it on. Both of my DS Lites worked fine, and like saves and progress transferred over between the two. It also worked, as I imagined it would, on my new 3DS XL. And so then the only thing left for me to do was to rip my games and throw a bunch of games on here and try it out. So I did that. I decided to fully commit. And so I played Mario and Mario Kart and a little bit of Zelda, and I pretty much just daily drove my DS for the first time since I was a kid. It was kind of awesome. I played in the living room, I took it around town, I did all this stuff, and just really remembered what a great console it is. It fits in my pocket. It's super sleek. Everything is on it when you have a card like this. You just switch between the games as you wish, and it just works. It's so easy. If you guys have been interested in trying to back up your games or get into this modding emulation space, I really can't recommend this enough. If you've got a Fat DS or a DS Lite or DSi, all of the 2DS and 3DS lines, they all work. Now, it's worth mentioning that for whatever reason, you can't back up actual 3DS games on this cartridge, and I don't really know why. I'm going to maybe do a little bit more research into that and see if it is possible. I just don't know how to do it, but everything I've seen so far says that you cannot. So it might be worth, if you have a 3DS, going ahead and performing that hack and jailbreaking your 3DS. That's not hard to do. I jailbroke mine, and there are some resources there that basically allow you to play whatever you want. You wouldn't even need this card. But there is a level of convenience if you don't have to take up any storage on your device, because it's all on an SD card on an actual, DS cartridge. Then, if something happens to your DS or anything like that, Lord forbid, it's still on the cartridge. Give it to a buddy. It was really cool. I tested it in a lot of ways. The one thing I was unsure about if it would work or not is through our DS Remote Play for games like Mario Kart, where a lot of DS games, if you had one copy of the game, you could share with another person who didn't have a copy of the game, and it would work. In the case of Mario Kart DS, it just meant that whoever was playing on the DS that didn't actually own a copy of the game, they had to play as a Shy Guy. But if you both had the game, you could pick whatever character you want. And as far as I know, that's the only difference. So I decided to use that game to test it out. I used my legitimate copy that I own of Mario Kart DS in my wife's white DS, and then I used the backup of the same cartridge in my black DS. And they, even though they're exactly the same game, like I was a little concerned because they're complete clones of each other, it worked perfect. I had no issues whatsoever. I really can't say enough about it. It was super smooth, it was literally just like if I had two regular legitimate copies of the game. This could be the ultimate handheld, just for road trips and everything. Yeah, you're not playing anything modern or AAA, but you literally could slam pack this joker with all your favorite games, all multiplayer. You know, if you have a couple of them lying around, then get all. I mean, maybe you have one copy of Mario Kart, but you buy two of these, and now all three of your kids can play Mario Kart in the back seat, or whatever you guys decide to do. I see a lot of practical use cases for this that open up preservation, open up convenience, and access to games that are getting kind of harder and harder to find. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'd really like to know. And hey, if you are interested, or if you have a friend that's interested in emulation or has a DS, a 3DS, maybe they love handheld gaming, consider sharing this video with them. That would help out an awful lot. Guys, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers, and I really want that because I want to be able to play Fortnite customs with you guys. I want YouTube partner, yes, but I really want just to be able to get a Fortnite creator code. It's a little selfish, I know, but I want that. So if you guys will consider liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing this video, it would mean a lot. And really, down below, let me know what you think. If you want to see more videos like this, or if you've tried this, maybe you've had a better experience than I had, or you can educate me and so I can do better, I'll take all that. And if you don't have any of those opinions or anything to say, then I would love it if you commented your favorite emoji, just because engagement, and it helps out a lot. So thank you guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much to our Giant Pumpkins for all the support. Their names are popping up at the bottom here right now. If you don't know what Giant Pumpkins are, they're the top tier members on the channel. We have lots of 3 different member options. They're real cheap. They all get special perks for as little as $2.99 a month. You get all these cool emojis and things. You get behind the scenes pictures of and videos of projects that I'm working on, as well as early access to every video. You'll get to see them first. So like the video you're watching right now, you could have seen that 2 days ago if you were just for $2.99 a month. It's kind of awesome. So thank you guys. Love you guys. And I will see you in the very next video. Toodles. I can't see the screen at all out here. It's way too bright.